Guests, alumni, and friends, good afternoon. Welcome to the CUHK Arts 60th Anniversary Distinguished Alumni Lecture. My name is Jack Ho from the Department of Translation, your MC for today. We are delighted to have you join us for this special event celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Faculty of Arts at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Lesley Lau, the head of the Arts Promotion Office Hong Kong, as our lecture speaker. We are also pleased to welcome other esteemed guests, including Professor Max Xiaoping Tan, Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Professor Wang Nim Yan, Associate Dean of Arts, Publicity and Outreach, Professor Frank Figneron, Chair of the Department of Fine Arts, Professor Maggie Wen, Head of the Graduate Divisions from the Department of Fine Arts, and Professor Josh Yu, Director of the CUHK Arts Museum. Thank you all for joining us on this special occasion. To begin, I am pleased to invite Professor Wang Nim Yan, Associate Dean of Arts, Publicity and Outreach, to deliver the welcome address. Professor Wang, please.
Hi, Dr. Lesley Lau, distinguished guests, Dean Tang, dear colleagues, students, and friends, good afternoon. Welcome to today's distinguished alumni lecture, one of the highlights of the year-long celebration marking the 60th anniversary of the Faculty of Arts at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. This alumni lecture series aims to strengthen the bond between our faculty members, alumni, and current students. The involvement and support from our alumni by sharing their wisdom and experience to our diverse community is invaluable. I'm grateful for the presence of both familiar and new faces gathering this afternoon for knowledge and cultural exchange. Today, it's especially meaningful as we welcome back Dr. Lesley Lau, one of our outstanding alumni who completed her Bachelor of Arts, Master of Philosophy, and doctoral degrees from the Departments of Fine Arts at CUHK. The Fine Arts Department, since 1957, while it was still part of New Asia College and before the foundation of the CUHK, has served as a strategic base for training artists, art historians, and other arts professionals in Hong Kong, making substantial contribution to the fields of arts both nationally and internationally. In the role of head of the Arts Promotion Office, Dr. Lau has played a pivotal part in shaping the rich tapestry of Hong Kong's arts scene, capturing its energy and spirit. Her evolution from a passionate young art enthusiast to a leading figure in Hong Kong's art scene is truly motivating and inspiring. Dr. Lau's successful career also served as a role model, not just for fine art students, but also for anyone aspiring in excel in the arts and cultural administration. It is our pleasure to have Dr. Lau here with us to share her experiences and insights. I'm confident that her lecture will be both enlightening and engaging. Once again, welcome to Dr. Lesley Lau, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Professor Wang. Now, may I invite Professor Frank Figneron, Chair of the Department of Fine Arts, to introduce Dr. Lesley Lau. Professor Figneron, please.
I arrived earlier, and I was here to protect myself from the cold. Lesley arrived also earlier to prepare her presentation. I was telling her, I'm not going to talk about you because you're going to do it a lot better than I do. But it's really great to have you here, mostly, and sorry about this, as a publicity for the Fine Arts Department. Lesley's profession, her presence in the art field is basically a great way for the department to show off. Our graduates are multidisciplinary. They can do pretty much anything. And Lesley has been at the head of the Arts Promotion Office for a while and has proven precisely that, how disciplinarity can really achieve. So you are part of a pretty long list of alumni of the Fine Arts Department. Dimian just reminded us that it's an old institution, older than the university, in fact. And although, of course, it has changed over the last 10 to 15 years because you have more tertiary art education institutions in Hong Kong, but for a long, long time, that was it. CUHK, you wanted a career in the art. That was it. That was the only choice. And I also always say how very lucky I was. This is my 20th year at Chinese EU, which is, it makes my head spin. And I've been in Hong Kong for 34 years, so I've been here a long, long time. But being part of the Fine Arts Department, and this is something I've heard you say many times over the past, it sort of plunges you immediately within the professional field of art in Hong Kong. So it's a real privilege to have been part of the Fine Arts Department, and I'm constantly reminded of this when I meet people like you, and your professionalism, your influence on the field has been really important. So I'm very happy you're going to talk about your own experience. You also told us today that you are just 2 weeks away from retirement. So I'm sure you were always a flaneur, but being a flaneur with a full-time job is very difficult. I'm sure retirement will make you even more of a flaneur. Okay, so we're very happy to have you here. Thank you, Lesley.
Thank you, Professor Vigneron, for the wonderful introduction of Dr. Lau. The faculty deeply appreciates Dr. Lau's unwavering support for this alumni lecture. In recognition of her contributions, we have prepared a souvenir as a token of gratitude to Dr. Lau. May I invite Professor Max Tan, Dean of the Faculty of Arts, to present the souvenir. Dr. Lau and Dean Tan, please.
From the university. It's very, very artsy. That's why. So this is wow. This is fantastic. It's, yes. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yes. You can see this. This is the drum. Yes. Yes. Oh.
It's the science building.
It's a science building. But this is famous.
The sculpture.
Yes. It's the science building after all. But
So glad to see an art piece.
I know. This is great.
The gate of wisdom. Outside the library.
Yes. The gate. No, the official term. Gate of wisdom. Okay. Great. I hope you will enjoy this. Thank you.
Additionally, Dr. Lau has graciously prepared a special gift to the faculty, a pair of mugs that were part of the exhibits from one of her favorite art projects. We sincerely express our gratitude to Dr. Lau. It is deeply appreciated.
I will talk about the story of these two cups in my presentations with very meaningful context and one of my favorite art exhibitions.
Fantastic. So they're two different cups, or this?
Yes, one Chinese and one English.
Great. Thank you so much on behalf of the Faculty of Arts. Yes, I thank you for your generosity for not only being here today, but also for presenting gifts in return to the faculty.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Dr. Lau and Dean Tang. Please remain on stage for the following photo-taking session. May I now invite Mr. Chen Chong-Hing, Professor Wang Lim Yan, Professor Frank Figneron, Professor Maggie Wan, and Professor Josh Yu to come to the stage and take a photo together with Dr. Lau and Dean Tang.
We should come to. Very nice meeting you.
Okay, ready? Ready? One, two, three. And one, two, three.
This is the moment we've all been anticipating. Dr. Lau will share and discuss with us the intersections of art, community, and innovation. Let's warmly welcome Dr. Lesley Lau.
Thanks, Professor Tong, Professor Wong, and Professor Winnie Hong for introducing me. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank the faculty of the arts for inviting me as one of the speakers of this distinguished alumni lecture series. Faculty of Arts of the Chinese University of Hong Kong has nurtured countless distinguished alumni in various fields. And I'm very proud to be a member of the faculty and to keep a strong bonding with my alma mater in the past 14 years. Since, as just mentioned, I will retire very soon on the 18th of March after working in the art circle for 37 years. This lecture is really the best retirement gift for me. I'm really happy to see so many old friends here. I see my three sisters and my brother and sisters in my office, art promotion office over there, and also classmates of both my secondary school and and also universities, and also old friends from the art circle. Dr. Yip Seng-Yu Yisang is here, and all the fans who come today. It's really my honor. A few years ago, I met Professor Joseph Sung Samzhou Haojiang at an exhibition opening. I told Professor Sung that I have 3 certificates of the Chinese University, and one of them was signed by him. Here they are. My PhD degree certificates, my undergraduate and master degrees were signed by Professor Charles Kao, Guo Guohan Haojiang. And this is my daughter. She is also an alumni graduate in 2019. Well, I was born and bred in Hong Kong, and ordinary girl study at a secondary school that you may not know. But you may have heard about Sweet Go Baba over there, ice cream uncle. He was a hawker selling ice cream outside my school. Came rain or shine, pushing his very heavy ice cream cart every day to the school for 16 years until very old age. Alumni were astonished when we went back to the school and still saw him there selling ice cream. His persistency and his story has been featured by the media. My secondary school didn't provide art lessons, but it didn't hinder my aspirations to become an artist. As a left-hander, I believe that I am a natural-born art person, dominated by my creative mind. And luckily, I got admitted by the Department of Fine Arts of the Chinese University. I have many memorable moments in my undergraduate years, participating in all camps and interdepartmental singing contests. Some of my classmates, they are here also today. Wang Beiying and Yan Gongyuan, they are over there. Okay. I also have the opportunities to meet and learn from many respected and knowledgeable professors who have influenced me a lot, like 劉國松教授、高美慶教授。Although I was an artist wannabe, but I need a full-time job, like many other university graduates. One day, I saw a recruitment advertisement in the Office of Student Affairs, and the job was assistant curator for the Hong Kong Museum of Art. Without knowing much what was a curator, I applied and began my career as a museum curator in 1989. While the Hong Kong Museum of Art was still housed in the high block of City Hall. As an assistant curator of the museum, I participate in the organizations of various types of museum programs, exhibitions, from Chinese to Western, tradition to contemporary, exhibition displays to educational activities and collection management. I met many senior museum curators, such as Dr. Joseph Ding Senpao Boxi. He is a pioneering scholar of Chinese export art, and he inspired my academic research on this area. Feeling of my own inadequacy at work, I started my part-time postgraduate studies at Alma Mater from 1919 to 2016, a very long period indeed. Well, striking a balance among work, family, and study has been my everyday life, a rather difficult life, but wonderful. To my surprise, I got the Friends of the Art Museum Outstanding Thesis Award for my master thesis. Professor Mei Chin Kao signed out this letter to me. This letter did mean a lot to me as it gave me confidence and encouragement that I might be capable to continue my academic study. Talking about Professor Kao, she has been supporting me in my academic research. Without her support, I won't have the opportunities to attach to the British Museum. By the way, you may learn about Professor Kao and her family's donation of the 5th student hostel, Mui Wan Tong, to the New Asia College last year. I continue my PhD study in 2005. Professor Zhao Zhongyi, Yu Zhongyi Gaozao, we call him Yu Gong, was my thesis supervisor, who is one of the most renowned scholar and man of letters of our time. My research area has been on Chinese export art in Canton and its relationship with the treaty port culture of the late Qing period. I met Yu Gong as early as my master's study. Students need to take his bibliology and research methodology lessons at his home in Happy Valley. He maintained a close relationship with his students, such as he would draw a painting, usually lotus, as wedding gifts to his students. And I'm honored to get one from him for my wedding. I brought my daughter to visit him, and this photo was taken with him and his daughter, Yu Qingfan. I have shared Yu Gong's teaching stories and his influence on me with some newspapers. I told the newspaper that I was not only benefit from his erudite and extensive knowledge, but also his attitudes towards life and scholarly research. This is a motto that Yu Gong wrote to his students. 萬古不磨意，中流自在心. It always reminds me to be perseverance in my art aspirations. Several years ago, the radio program 夢想號啟航 interviewed me on my art journey. The host asked me if I had ever felt disappointed that I haven't become an artist or a traditional Chinese art curator in museum. My reply was not really, because I always think that I could and I should unleash my natural-born creativities in any position at work. I am the founding curator of the Art Promotion Office, which is dedicated to promote contemporary Hong Kong art. Since its inception, I have been working hard to devote myself in the local art circle and find new ways to practice my creativities in the art projects and programs that I curate. As a curator, I am a member of the art ecosystem. Different stakeholders contribute to form this complex ecology. We face rapid changes and challenges in the art world, particularly entering the 21st century. Nowadays, we have more and more exhibitions and museums if compared with the past. Museum displays are developed from a curiosity cabinet to a white cube gallery and to museum without walls. As an art curator for the 21st century, we need to develop further our curatorial directions and context with a view to maintaining the sustainability. In the book, The Creative City, written in the year 2000, the author said that the 21st century would be the century of cities. I think Hong Kong is one of the typical. We live vertically with a dense population, and we spend our whole life within. Therefore, we should accord priority in making our cities more livable for ourselves. Being an art worker myself, I believe art could be a possible way to help a little bit. The millennium turns a new page to many people as well as to me. In 2001, the Art Promotion Office was established under the government, MPhil. Together with other public museums, we work hand in hand to form the cultural landscape of Hong Kong. Art Promotion Office has four brands, including two art space, VA, and MPhil here, or Day 藝術, refers to public art projects at different places in Hong Kong, and MPhil there, 佢哋藝術, refers to promoting Hong Kong art at long distance areas outside Hong Kong. These four pieces of a jigsaw puzzles form the strategy in art promotions, and our vision and missions are laying the groundwork for homegrown artistic innovations, connecting art and the community, and creating global art dialogues. Okay, my sharing today is mainly on my office, MPhil, and its four brands. We have been doing quite well, but you may ask how good we are. With the efforts of the collaborating artists, different partners, and my teams, we have won many awards, big and small ones, particularly in the past 10 years. Creativity always connects with these terms. My office work around with these keywords, white penning and organizing our art projects. Terms such as relational aesthetics, connective aesthetics, participatory art, dialogical art, community-based, socially engaged, empowerment, etc. Terms of this kind also point to three keywords: social innovations, urban regenerations, and creative placemaking. I usually start with bending and band building in curating an art project. The art space OIT is a quite good example to explain this. We convert these historic buildings to a contemporary art space in 2013. In the planning stage, the name of this space was Oil Street Visual Arts Exhibitions and Activity Center. Wow, this name is very straightforward and literally describes the functions of the space, but just a bit lack of creativity. So I worked with my team and some blending experts and finally came up with this. The Cantonese name 遊街實現 sounds like its address 遊街12號, at which we hope that OIT can realize artists' dreams there. The English name OIT also sounds very energetic, like young people saying hi to each other, and it also reminds the visitors on our address, OIT Street. And OIT, come art with us is our tagline to recruit people. I'm quite proud to say it was a very daring attempt to adopt names of this kind within the government during that time, over 10 years ago. OIT was opened to the public in 2013 and then further opened its new extension in 2022. The blending approach also applied in the small facilities of OIT. Such as oil kitchen, oil warehouse, oil glassy, oil deck, and oil lawn, oil garden. But in fact, they are just galleries and activity space. We just want to inject some personality to OIT. Blending and band building are important. Every art project deserves a good title and a matching visual identity. A good title is always easy to remember and serves as the key words for art projects. Some more examples of our projects, such as High Houses, 邂逅老房子 High Hill, 邂逅山村人 High Flora Fauna, 邂逅市中心 Viva River, 非凡屯門河 Lemma Mia, 南丫雪 and also Hong Kong House, 香港寶屋 under Ichiko Jumari Art Triennale, and Stationed by the Sea, 海角車站 under the Okunoto Triennale, so that our Hong Kong artists could be more outstanding in international art festivals with a specific title and space for display. Creative placemaking is another curatorial approach that I take a great part in. VAR, the Hong Kong Visual Arts Center, is also converted from a historic building. It provides art training and practicing through the studios and gallery inside. The old architecture of this building is very beautiful, but people just didn't aware. So we attempt to show this hidden gem to the audience through a creative placemaking performance, 18 cents in a cage by the new media artist Gabriel Leung. See the difference in daytime and with the performance, with the architecture. The performance won great applause from the audience and art circle. Famous cultural leader Louis Yu posted on his Facebook saying that APO has set a very high standard to the peers through this excellent show. 充滿創意、能量爆燈的演出，簡單有力，扣緊時代的概念，資源充分，膽大心細的執行，何謂佳作 ？APO 和機著立下了一個高標準，很多藝術家在場接招，期待激發更多好作品。Bravo! We are very grateful for this, as it is always not easy to get the applause from senior peers. Talking about the Visual Arts Center, our Honorable former Vice Chancellor, Professor Charles Goh Kun校長, was interested in ceramic making after retirement and become a hirer of the ceramic studios from 1998 to 2006. And we still keep his booking record of the studio. Creative pace-making approach can change an ordinary space to an extraordinary space. Injecting the approach of urban regeneration and social innovation could help enhancing the quality of daily life through injections and invention of arts. Building a creative community through public art making is challenging in today's context, where public art goes beyond passive outdoor artworks. By creating artistic CIS, we aim to explore new possibilities for public spaces, uniting people in a shared journey of artistic expressions and community connections. We then organize this 3-year public art project, City Dress Up, CIS Together, 城市藝術樂在其中. We engage 20 teams of artists to design 20 sets of CIS at 20 locations, including parks, seafront promenades, rest areas, and playgrounds, etc. More than just street furniture, we invite the artists to add something more, some empathy to their CIS, to cater for the needs of the community and neighborhood. Here are some of the CIS. This kind of long benches is very common in the parks of Hong Kong. The artists, they just hack all these benches by adding extra parts through empathetic design, making the benches to be more community-friendly and human-oriented, such as turning the position of the CIS to face the grassland instead of the pavement, so that wheelchair users could sit on this CIS together with their mitre and enjoy the greenery. Some of the CIS were co-designed with the elderly users. See the small holes on the edge. They were for hanging of crunches and shopping bags. This is some other CIS. Also provide table so that people could have their lunch more comfortably. And this part became a performance stage during holidays. Young people could just 路過露兩手, playing music, taking photos, or doing yoga, anything that you can imagine with the CIS. The CIS Together project eventually got a total of 8 awards. Urban regenerations and social innovations refer not necessarily to something new. Our high series, 邂逅系列, invite audience to visit the hidden gems in our cities, something that we always neglect in everyday life or fail to notice the abandoned beauty within the city. For example, this High Houses project, 邂逅老房子, featured 4 lesser-known old houses through Hong Kong artists' art display. The second project, High Hill, 邂逅山村人, is at the oldest Hakka village in Hong Kong, Chun Long Chun. Most Hong Kong people may not know about its history. There is still the old watercress field, and it is also the starting point of Tai Mo Shan hiking trail. We start this high hill project 3 years beforehand. We first visit the village heads with an aim to convince them to let us organize an art project for the village, not at the village, but for the village. Out of our surprise, they have four heads, and together with the son of one of the village heads, Adi, probably the next generation village head. The whole process was not easy because not just my office need their support. Our artists need to be welcome as well to break the ice. Our artists joined the village winter festival, sang and danced together with the villagers. See in the middle, Adi and his mother, Qin Jiang Tai. Art intervention could not be just parachuting into the village. Mutual respect between the artists and the villagers were crucial. We encouraged the artists to feature the people and stories of the village. Listened to their stories and came up with one of the artists, Rainbow Leung. She kept visiting the village, listened to their stories, and came up with this art map, Chun Long Bak Tai Tou. On the map, there were not just the actual villagers, but also their cats, dogs, wild animals living there. This is another artwork which is a Hakka song. The sound artist, Yip Kai-jun, who made this karaoke device.
歡迎之間愛你在命，沒間又掉了春菜桑命，大地冷冷不得人在喪命思命，自照自是喪命。
Fai Chun-jiang, village head Fai, and his son Adi were singing. In the beginning, the artists want to feature the Hakka culture of the village, which has been a generation problem, as the younger generation was not willing to speak Hakkanese. One day, the artist, Yu Pei-jun, was having lunch at the restaurant Dun Gei Cha Lau, which is operated by Fai Chun-jiang. So, village head Fai, he is a village head, a restaurant owner, but then he told the artist that he also wrote songs when he was young. And this Hakka song was, in fact, written by him many years ago. This artwork tightened up the generation gap between the son and the father, and to inspire younger villagers like Adi to learn something new about his father and to embrace his own Hakka culture, which could be very chill. And Fai Chun-jiang also became the KOL for the project. While drinking tea with the teacups made by artists using the soil from the village, he told the media, admit to have limited knowledge about art. But he, however, firmly believed the High Hill Project served as a unifying force for the villagers, rekindling a sense of community and telling the cherished memories of the village to the people who visit them. The High Hill Project finally won the award for art promotions from the Hong Kong Art Development Council, Adi again. He's very devoted. um, High Hill Project was organized in Hong Kong, but then urban regenerations and social innovation shouldn't be bound by its locality. We participate in the Ichigo Jumari Art Triennale and built the Hong Kong House, 香港寶屋, in Japan. It was converted from an abandoned old Japanese village house near some farmlands. The new house is not just an art space for exhibitions of Hong Kong art. It is also equipped with kitchen, tatami, and bathroom, so that Hong Kong artists can also reside inside and become a friendly neighbor. In fact, some artists have invited neighbors for dinner with the vegetables bought from their farms. Through these kinds of international art festivals, we could also bring our Hong Kong artists to the international art platform together with the renowned international artists and curators. I showed you these keywords earlier. There is one art project of mine that comprises all of them. This art space. I would say Oi is the largest, longest, and most complicated artistic creation of mine. Oi has won many awards, and the attendance figure of last year was top number 3 among the museums. But I like this award best. In 2016, Oi was selected as the best public space in Hong Kong through voting by general public. It was organized by a non-government organization. They chose not just the best, but also the worst public space in Hong Kong. So really very challenging. Many people love oil. This article, Oil Yao Gai Sab Oil, was written by the famous cultural KOL Cui Wing-Sun, commenting 10 adorable things of oil. I have just told you that we start with blending and blend building for oil. And after that, we work on the blend promise and positioning. We aspired to position oil at 3 layers: an art oasis in the city, 城市中的藝術綠洲; a cultural landscape round the street corner of North Point, 北角街角的一道人民風景; and a community-friendly shared space, 一個社區友善嘅共享空間. To achieve these, we look into all things and not just focus on art programs. Some attempts were quite daring, such as we demolish all the original fence walls to open up the art space with a view to sharing our outdoor space as thoroughfares to the public to facilitate daily life of the communities, and to provide a very community-friendly space to everyone who visits Oi. Oi is a historic building. We respect very much on its history and its meaning to the local district. We want our visitors can feel our concern to our built heritage. Hence, we keep the original features and fitting outs as many as possible, be they just window handles, forward tiles, matte window glass of different times, and even the dirt on the right big walls, just because they are the trace of history themselves. We base the idea of well-being of living, and our programming strategy has been penned based on 4 approaches. Oi So Green, Yao Gai Jiao Luk. It aims to inspire the public with the plants and farming at Oi. we have a small piece of grassland and several hundred-years-old trees. We plant vegetables, fruits, and flower trees. We hope to reconnect our visitors with the nature, providing a taste of green livings in a bustling city like Hong Kong. Oil on site, 遊街在地. We invite artists to participate in our residence program, making use of both outdoor and indoor space for their artistic creation. Art Daily, 遊街日常. It is mainly small-scale activities inviting the neighbors and the publics to enjoy the space, to learn art, and to know our local artistic and creative talents. And last one, Art Spotlight, 遊街焦點. We invite both local and international artists to showcase their artworks based on innovative ideas, fostering cultural exchange between regions and Hong Kong's local communities during every year's Art March. In the following slide, I will show you some of the past art projects at OI, which were quite spectacular in the environment of OI. This one was by artist Yuan Gong. It is not smoke. It is water mist splash from the external wall of oil every 15 minutes. The artist's idea was to inject dynamic to an old historic building. In order to strengthen the connections between peoples and place, we carefully selected our artwork displays. This artwork the artist create 3D visual illusions that invites the audience, interactions, and own creations. See the fatty Superman and the little spider girl. They just bought their own costume and just like this to interact with the artwork. Frankly, this artwork, without the very creative participations of the audience, just the static art display didn't carry much meaning. And this work was a very good example of co-creation. This outdoor LED screen is designed as an outdoor community cinema. But for the first show, we explore the application of new digital technology to foster public interest in art and technology. This one was an award-winning autoscrolographic 3D video by the very famous South Korean art group District. And this indoor artwork, turning the floor to a screen. Yes, the children pretending that they are swimming. We say that oil is an oasis in the city. Beside the original palms, we invite artists who could take nature, greeneries with art. This artwork is called Joyful Tree. Among a group of tall trees, 3 of them will keep turning by themselves through some mechanical device underground. Visitors can turn together with the 3 trees. The idea was not complicated, but the visitors was just amused. Oil became a real oasis in the city, which is just round the street corner. We also encourage urban farming. We grow different kinds of vegetables and fruits. We share them with the community through our monthly workshops. These are some of our plants and vegetables of last year. 彼岸花、紫藤、檸檬、風雨蘭、百香果。Imperfect exchange was our attempt to feature creativity without showing them in a gallery space. Rather, we let our visitors to feel and experience with their body and mind, with their 5 senses. This imperfect mug there. was the only exhibit. These white marks were in fact rejects of the factories just because of their minor defect, like a very small stain or dots on the surface, like this. The artist used a very clever upcycling method, just pin the work imperfect with the stain in between the two alphabets, I and M, and turn it to I'm perfect. The visitors need to exchange the tea with their own imperfections. The exchange method was very simple. The visitors got a costa. Visitors just sat inside our oil kitchen, thought of their life, drank our tea with the imperfect mug, wrote down their imperfections, and left oil, and finally embraced life was full of imperfections. This process was quite a self-healing for many visitors. The mug are also my gift to the faculty just now. It's this one, very meaningful. Exchange social gastronomy was another social innovation project. Our kitchen turned food surplus collected from the neighborhood and vegetable stores into innovative dishes and share with the audience with an aim to encourage sharing and the better use of resources. And this project is one of the programs that I like best, and it got the best 100 of Good Design Award. It's very difficult to get. You may ask, how come doing cooking becomes art? For us, art and creativities could be exercised in many ways, such as this one. It was, in fact, a talk on Braille. Participants learned Braille works for the blind people through making cookies, using the Braille pattern on the cookies, and we also invite the friends with visual impaired to talk to our audience. We have also organized a program called Curator's Kitchen, 馆长厨房. We invite museum curators to demonstrate cooking. As for me, I share some innovative recipes of Fujianese food with the audience because Loft Pond has been called Little Fujian, Siu Fujian, and I'm from a Fujianese family of Loft Pond. This slow stitch gnomon was a community engaged project. The artists co-create with the participants through turning memories to clothes. At first, fashion artist Toby Crispy conduct a 6-month daily workshops at OIT to co-create the embroidery works with the participants.
提咗啲提問，即係其實問翻我哋，咦，其實喺香港，如果你講一個香港嘅故事，或者香港有咩令到你覺得係特別有意思嘅咧，而將佢變成咗一個刺繡嘅工作啦。咁我覺得呢個好有趣，所以就同工作人員傾咗，就參加咗呢個 workshop 啦。有一樣嘢我好中意嘅就係嗰啲舊嘅轉圓角灣嗰啲高樓大廈。既然想講一啲故事，想留低一啲舊陣時香港嘅足跡咧，咁趁呢個機會咧，即係記錄一下呢啲同我哋一齊成長咗幾十年，亦都可能喺將來會消失嘅一啲城市風貌啦嚇。
And then the artists transformed this embroidery works are transformed by the artists into cloths and art installation for another 6-month exhibitions. From these art projects, I hope you would feel that oil is a place like nowhere else, very much loved by the visitors, particularly young people and the neighbors. I still remember on a Sunday afternoon, a boys' band came to our office suddenly, asked us to stop working and start to sing to our colleagues.
看不开，下一次见面，该说什么？ 又换了新的工作，
唱歌非常之咁靚仔嘅係林耀星
找
同學。
了新的诱惑。但你和我
係好似黑咗嘅耳朵咧。
一樣寂寞，
呢個就係我
我們
嘅隊長
追上長保持這現狀，
係好似韓國嘅。
你來拖。
Three, four。
你說起來不快樂，我說現在還不錯。也許有空就找我。原來你只是說說，Darling，寶貝，情人蜜糖，我。
We didn't know them or invited them. The boys said that they just like our art space and wished to sing for the people working inside to cheer us up. See the ladies behind taking pictures. Prudence is here. Oi is a place like nowhere else, much more than an art space. In 2013, when we were organizing the Imperfect and Perfect project, a food magazine, 飲食男女, interviewed us because they thought that we were a tea house. But after the interview, the reporter eventually found out that it was an art project instead. The reporter wrote in the article that Oi is a fantastic space in the city, which is already a rare beauty. 當城市有這麼一個奇異空間，已是一種難能可貴的美麗。Leading my team, my APO teams, and in collaborations with different artists and partners, we have co-create and co-curate many wonderful and award-winning projects. And I have had the privilege of sharing my curatorial visions and accumulate knowledge through forums and conferences both within and outside Hong Kong, particularly about our urban regeneration and social innovation strategies and approaches. My recent attempt is on the new directions for art curating in the 21st century, which is one of the major challenges for art curators nowadays. Since I have extensively navigated both traditional and contemporary art in the traditional and contemporary art field, I have observed a trend in curating traditional art with contemporary narratives, which let me think about how oil can act as a bridge between traditional Chinese art and contemporary daily life. How can we engage the community to appreciate traditional Chinese art and blend it with contemporary art? Well, if you have visited the major museums in recent years, perhaps you may also see many crossovering of contemporary art elements being added to the displays of traditional antiquities. While traditional museums are looking their way forward, I found my way back into traditional art at my contemporary art space, Oi. My views are, if traditional Chinese art represents the longitudes of curations, whereas contemporary life represents the latitudes of curations, there could be an intersecting point where they meet. This intersecting point also aligns with the goals and positioning of Oi. So, I launched the Arcade Curators Series, 古早策展人系列. This series served as an attempt to explore a new curatorial direction with both traditional and contemporary narratives. This one was the first exhibition in the series, Sun, Cultural Symbols of Chinese Landscape Painting. In fact, it was simply an exhibition on landscape paintings. But we introduced to the audience the longitude, this very difficult work, sun, which is an ancient term to describe the brushstrokes of ink in painting landscapes. The exhibition was co-organized with the Art Museum of the Chinese University and guest curated by Dr. Phil Chen. He is the Associate Curator of Painting and Choreography of the Art Museum. We provide latitudes by inviting 6 local artists to reinterpret the collections of the art museums. I particularly like this one by artist Raymond Fong. His painting was very abstractive, that most audience won't associate it with landscape. But then we explained to the audience that not like the painters 100 years ago, contemporary artists could see things from the outer space to look at the faraway mountains and seas of the earth. So this is really a landscape. The lay audience were amused by this because it is out of their usual thinking of landscape scenery. The second exhibition of the series was titled King's Inscriptions Contemporary Interpretations. It was curated by another young Chinese art historian and museum curator. For the longitude of these exhibitions, three inscribed choreographic work related to kings, spanning over 2,000 years, serve as the entry point of the exhibitions. The 3 works include Yikshan Bei, describing the first emperor of China, Chun Qi Wang. The stone is in the mainland China. The second one, the Stone of Song Wang Tai, which is in Hong Kong. It commemorates the last emperor of the Song dynasty who has been came to defeat and die in Hong Kong. And the last one, the street writings of the self-proclaimed Gaolong Wang Dai Zheng Zhoucai. He kept writing on street walls and electricity cabinets to announce his ownership of the land of Kowloon. Hong Kong people were very familiar with him before he died. For the latitude of these exhibitions, again, 6 artists were invited to respond to the tradition through creative artwork. If Archaic series is my creative attempts in bridging tradition and contemporary through art exhibitions. My last public art project before my retirement will be the most complicated one ever. In the upcoming Art Harbor to be opened in late March, my office is responsible to create this renowned Japanese art group Team Lab's gigantic work extending their art display from land to the water onto the Victoria Harbor. I cordially invite you to visit the exhibitions when it is open. Okay, this is my art journey. From the day when I started studying fine art at my alma mater, walking forward towards one direction at a very slow pace and together with many good partners and colleagues, past and present, just like the title of the lecture, CUHK. And maybe just like Ice Cream Uncle, he committed his whole life to a pure goal and eventually became a Hong Kong story. Thank you. And may our stories continue to unfold and with purposes and meanings. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lau, for sharing the enlightening insights and experiences from your academic and professional path. Your stories are truly motivating and uplifting. We will now begin the question and answer sessions. This is a fantastic chance to interact with Dr. Lau directly. Please feel free to pose your questions in Cantonese, English, and Mandarin. Kindly raise your hand, and our student assistants will bring the microphone to you. Thank you.
Kind of a follow-up question. What were the obstacles you surmounted within the civil service? Just a couple of examples, maybe, because I'm sure there were plenty of obstacles to surmount.
Of course, many obstacles, always. But I think we are all like this. Life is full of obstacles. It's normal, just embrace it. And just don't feel frustrated or disappointed. And I always shared with my colleagues, just like yesterday, the team lab project, wow, full of obstacles. And we just said that, okay, just try our best. If anything goes wrong, don't worry. I will take the responsibility because I'm retiring. And I always tell my colleagues, okay, no problem. I always prepare, in Cantonese, 櫃玻璃. I said, I always have a 盤玻璃, a 櫃玻璃 in my office. No problem.我會去櫃個玻璃嘅. Don't worry.
Thank you, Lesley and Dr. Lau for a very inspirational and enlightening talk. Indeed, I enjoy very much. I'm visiting here from Canada, and so I'm asking a question on behalf of artists. I did grow up in Hong Kong when I was younger, and so I remember those ice cream uncles very, very well. We also have some outside our high school. But my question is on behalf of the artists. I find the art world in Hong Kong, or you call it the art ecological circle, kind of scattering. Like there's many different institutions, there's private, commercial, government institution, and I was here for 3 weeks. I find it difficult to navigate and engage with the art world here. So I just wondering if you have any advice for the artists, like how to engage with the local art world, and like how to get opportunity to like collaborate with the cultural institution here and art workers here. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Your opportunity is coming. Because now, yes, today is the 1st of March. We call Art March. It's the month of the year that we will have the most art activities. Art Basel, Hong Kong, Art Central, and all art institutions, art galleries will feature their artists, all kinds of activities. Just join as many as you can. And also say within this room, we have many my colleagues from the Art Promotion Office, from the Art Space OI, they are all there. You can talk to them after the lecture. And Hong Kong, I think I quite like Hong Kong because Hong Kong is small enough to let you mingle with all the art people in the art ecosystem or art ecology. It's not that difficult. Just go to talk to them, and your opportunity is coming. Join Art Basel in Hong Kong, Art Central, you'll meet many new friends. You know, those breakfast, lunch, dinner, afternoon, all kinds of activities are coming. I don't know if I have answered your question.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah, I also realized about the Art Central because unfortunately I'm leaving on the 13th. I tried to extend my flight to for the Art Basel, but we couldn't get a flight, so unfortunately I'm going to miss it.
Yeah. So you see, in the middle are all my colleagues of the Art Promotion Office. Hey, say hi to the fans behind. Recognize their face, and just next time when you come to Hong Kong, just go to OI and lock the door. You have no need to sing a song.
Thank you, Lesley, for a really wonderful talk. I really love the way that you have designed some of the programs, especially the titles of the programs. 嗰啲用字咧好窩心啊，好到地。Do you have a separate department to do that? Can you tell us, how you come up with those words and terms? It's great.
My colleague just answered the question. They are shaking their head. No. The way is very simple. You need to be a very harsh and tough boss. Just reject all their submission until you got the best one. It's true. I can share with you one of the title I like best. High Hill, 海後山村人. High Hill, and 山村人 is, I think, the best, the title I like best. We have used over almost a year. From the beginning, the title is just 海後村農村, 海後村校, things like that. And then finally, we come up with the Chinese 海後山村人. Wow, very good. And then to the English one. And we spent another a few months for this. And then, okay, 山村人, what can we translate? Okay, 山村人. Human. Okay, human. Okay, 2 characters. And then, okay, hi human. Well, sounds quite good. And then we're still not satisfied. And we just talked to the creative people, creative colleagues. And suddenly, a colleague said, Lesley, I think high human is quite good, but why not just delete the man? High heel. Wow, great, that's it. So this is creativity.
Thank you, Dr. Lau, for your sharing. You shared with us a lot of wonderful projects. They are so successful, and I visited many of them. I would like to ask whether you have any regrets in your career, and have you ever came across some ideas that you really want to launch, and then it takes time, and such as it is not a good time, you have not get the good team or resources, and then you have to wait, something like that, or you have you ever came across an idea that you have tried to launch but it stopped it due to different reasons? Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for your questions. Your question seems like job healing. Of course, every one of us who work in an office will encounter all kinds of disappointment. Your boss just banned your proposal, your good idea, your projects. But I just told my colleagues, 做人不可太聽話. My experience is take my latest project, the IK 古早策展人系列. I told you that because I studied Chinese art history, and I told you I get an interview from a radio program that Jay Lai asked me if I have ever felt disappointed. I say, not really. Why not really? Because 命運在你手. When I came to certain positions, I handle certain resources. I just work with my teams to explore what we can do, what our expertise. From the beginning, when I talked to my colleagues that we need to launch a curators project at OI, they just say that, oh, okay, curators project, right? Of course, independent curators is one of the groups that we need to help, we need to promote. But I said, not those contemporary independent curators that you are thinking about. Many art organizations, institutions in Hong Kong have been organizing curators projects for the young people. What I'm talking about, why not try something new? As just I said, when major museums, traditional museums find their way forward, crossover with contemporary arts, I at my contemporary art space. You know, in the art ecology, traditional art people and contemporary art people, most of the time they are just two groups of separate people, never mingle together. But just oh, it shouldn't be the case. Maybe we can do something at all. My boss never stopped me to. You can't do traditional project at all. Of course, we are in contemporary art space, but with a little bit of twist, injecting some creativities. My belief is that you can find your way. So just when your boss asks, oh, no, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, then try another way. Sometimes don't tell your boss. What I'm talking about is again. You know, I told you that we attacked Chang Song Bong. We demolished all the fencing walls. You know, it's a historic building. You know, one day my boss came and saw. Well, he's a history curator. You know, we're concerned about history, historic buildings, and well, in fact, I think you will know him, Louis Mjiwa, right now, the curator. Well, he's my boss. When I was responsible for the opening of OI, I just demolished all the fence wall. And one day he came. Oh, where are the walls? Oh, tear down already. No, don't panic. I have checked the records. The walls are not historical, so no problem, it's okay. And he just, okay. But my decisions, I think my decision together with my colleagues are correct, because if you don't demolish all those fencing walls and just keep the original building, you can exercise our missions, open up the entire space, share the space with the neighbors, with the community, that it became a community-friendly shared space. And again, by that time, I have 我有一盤玻璃喺旁邊。Well, I'm preparing to 向Louis 唔知話跪玻璃。
Here comes the final question.
Yeah, thanks to Lesley. It's a wonderful sharing. Yes, I'm honored to, I'm really glad that you offered the opportunities to many others, not only community, but also like curators and artists to try to explore, to show their works at your place. Yeah, I find that actually oil is one of the most successful art space that bringing art to the public. Yes, it's really very successful, and thanks to you. Yeah, I'm sure many community not restricted to North Point, Kaifeng, yes, are impressed, but actually many people are also impressed, showing from the figure that is the third highest numbers of visitors to your space. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Sarah. Let me introduce. Dr. Sarah is the curator of my 古早策展人系列 King's Inscriptions Contemporary Interpretations. The idea of the spanning over 2,000 years from 秦始皇 to 九龍皇帝 is Sarah's idea.
Thank you, Dr. Lau, for engaging with our audience, and thank you for your everyone's thoughtful participation. Thank you all for your thoughtful participation.
Thank you once again for the Faculty of Arts for inviting me. It is really my the best retirement gift for me. Let me reveal my career.